We no longer have to stay in marriage forever. We just don't. And if conditions aren't what you want, you can leave. This woman asked women over 30 this question. My husband is not attracted to me anymore. Shall I call it quits? And the answer off rip, off the top of my head, sounds like a yes, but we can get into the post. She said, okay, so she says, I'm 32. I'm married to my husband who's 31 for 5 years. We had a great sex life from the start. Even with a full-time job, we did it every day, even twice. Last month we did it twice, and it wasn't good. It's been months. He stopped taking initiative. I have to do everything, and I feel like I'm forcing him. He mentioned it's because of my weight. I'm the same weight since we met. I exercise 4 times a week and eat healthy 80% of the time. He keeps saying he prefers skinny figures with no boobs and no butt. I totally respect that, but why would you be with me? Healthy, but I'm not slender and never will be. I train my butt so it's big, and I have double D's. But why would that even matter? He seems to be disgusted by it all of a sudden, by that, and keeps throwing his preference for very slender figures into my face. He keeps commenting on girls, saying even I'm in love with her. Why would you say that around your wife? That's weird. But he keeps saying he loves me and I'm affectionate to him too. I don't understand this hot and cold situation. I am having a very difficult situation at work and spending a lot of time working, but I really have no choice as it's my main source of income. He mentioned I used to be carefree and bubbly, and now I'm into work a lot. But isn't that being an adult? Why doesn't he do that? She says, edit. I just talked to him. He said he prefers 21-year-olds because they are more fertile, and I am too old to have a family. Y'all, these manosphere people are getting a hold of men, even married men, and they are really like scrambling their brains, and it is not a good situation. With this edit, it tells me that this is over. There's no coming back from this. Okay, so let's do some of these comments. This person says, honestly, I'd be suspicious that he's talking to someone on the side. And now that he has attention from someone more his type, he feels much more comfortable telling you that he doesn't like you like that. Some dudes do settle for the first person to give them attention. They don't really think about what they actually want until they have someone meeting most of their needs, except for that little bit they want more of. 5 years in and suddenly he doesn't like your body is super effing suspicious in my opinion. This person says, yeah, this sounds like if I treat her badly enough, she'll dump me and I won't have to dump her. Extremely selfish, cruel, and egotistical. Please don't put up with it. Okay, this is the OP talking. Thing is, we did break up months ago, and he told me again that I was more careless and naive. Maybe she meant carefree here. Carefree and naive in the past when I was younger. We were together since we were 23. And let me tell you, I was a total mess. It took me hard work to become responsible. I simply accepted his decision and left. He panicked and came back to me and treated me well for like a few days until I dropped my guard down. So I gave him his chance to leave and he didn't take it. I really don't understand because he needs his wife appliance. He might not like the wife appliance, but he hasn't solidified his new wife appliance yet. So he needs to use the old wife appliance until he gets his new one set, solidified, and ready to go. This is monkey branching. This person says, leave him for good this time. Most likely he is into someone else and now he's turned off by you. He might have even left you before for someone else and panicked and came crawling back. You're better off without this. This person says there's also a thing some fellows do where a woman who doesn't have her ish together needs him and he gets off on that, literally and emotionally. Then you get your shit together and you've changed too much, aren't the girl I married, and he no longer feels needed. So he doesn't get off on you anymore, literally and emotionally. This scenario is super common. You think a person who's invested in you would be thrilled that you have your shit together. Know that when someone isn't, it's a huge clue they need some therapy, some work, some growing up. It's a them thing, not a you thing. This person says, yep, it should not be that way. My sister and her husband are a good example. He supported her through engineering school. Now that she's an engineer, she supported him through college, and they both are doing amazing. They are best friends, and they love each other. There are better people out there. Don't settle for this guy. This person says, I feel we need more good stories here so people know what normal and healthy looks like. The OP says, thinking about it, he might prefer young. He mentioned it a few times. I married a man who turned into those people believing in women expiration. How do you prevent this, though? I swear he wasn't like this before. And this is where I came in because Kinetic Meow at the bottom, she tagged me. She was like, I think you would like BurbNBougie YouTube channel a lot. She goes through stories, gives advice to women. So I swooped in and I was like, sounds like your husband got caught up in the manosphere. That happens. And it makes these men overvalue themselves. It makes them puff up their chest and think that they are like more more like more women want them. I don't know what it is. The audacity seems to increase. I'm going to now shift to this post that I saw in Regretful Parents. I'm squishing this together. This woman says, no more. Today I stopped consenting to domestic slavery. I reflected on my marriage very carefully and realized that I'm married to an emotionally abusive man with a corn addiction. I do 100% of the domestic household labor and most of the child care as well. I am expected to handle all the appointments, developmental things, potty training, medical needs, speech therapy, domestic chores, and have sex with my husband on demand, even though I deeply resent him. He doesn't even try to connect with me emotionally. He doesn't try to connect with me emotionally, doesn't listen when I voice my concerns. During pregnancy, he emotionally distanced himself from me. After I had an emergency C-section, he abandoned me at the hospital to stay for 3 days and did not do one overnight visit. During my postpartum, he built a garage with his buddies while I recovered from abdominal surgery and the unrelenting demands of the newborn stage. He doesn't wear his wedding band. I found it tossed into a pile of dust behind his dresser. He watches porn. During my pregnancy and postpartum, I saw him lusting over other women on Instagram and liking their photos. I am repulsed by his behavior. My son has gut issues, and I have tried to tell him over and over again that he has a medical issue and that we need to be careful with what we feed him because it causes severe GI distress. He has gaslit me time and time again. He refuses to take parental leave, even at the height of my postpartum depression. He has commented on my weight and said that I know he doesn't like overweight people. I have intermittent bouts of rage where I smash things and attack his character. It's very bad. I have rage issues, maybe BPD, so my rage attacks are not healthy. I'm going to therapy for them, but I do feel that they are an accumulation of hurt and betrayal where my needs are chronically dismissed and invalidated. It's no excuse. I am effing angry. I am angry at my father and brother for emotionally abusing me and setting him for a lifetime of abusive relationships with men who have humiliated and degraded me. I am angry at myself for not having more self-respect and choosing better men. I think I would be happier alone, having shared custody with my son. Today I said no more. I'm going back to work. I'm looking for childcare for my son. I took off my wedding band. I refuse to wash his clothes or cook for him any my meals anymore. She says, but what do I do now? Do I divorce him? I have no money. We have a house together. Please do not recommend couples counseling. It's absolutely useless. I love my son so much, but this marriage is absolutely soul sucking. I can just not do it. I can't do the endless stream of sacrifice that is expected of women in family environments. I feel so alone. Now, women get pushed into marriage. They talk like this is the end all be all. This is supposed to be what you do. This is all you are made for, is to be a wife and a mom. But then women get treated like this sometimes. And this is not just a one-off thing. I see women talk about this stuff time and time again, how men are not participating in the home life, how they don't do the housework or the child rearing or the appointments. And it leads to this. It leads to this resentment. And why do you want women to have these types of feelings and raise children? That is not a good situation because it keeps this type of cycle going. That is the reason why if you don't want children, don't do it. If you are not finding partners that are willing to be partners and actually participate, just don't do it. Opt out. 4B, West 4B, all the way. Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. I was tagged in this Am I the A-hole thread. It's from a woman, and it has a big age gap. So I'm sure that she's not the a-hole, and I'm sure she's simply looking for validation for feeling normal human emotions, because that's what these Am I the a-hole threads from women read like. So she's 29, he's 44, and he is a boyfriend. She says, advice needed. My boyfriend gave me an ultimatum. Am I the a-hole for being upset? She says, I, 29-year-old woman, have been with my boyfriend, a male who's 44, for the last 6 years. We just bought our first house together. We both have stable jobs. He told me from our first date that he despises kids. He hates them, and that he doesn't want to have a baby ever. I accepted that. I asked him if he was planning to get a vasectomy, and he said he would eventually. He never did. My doctor changed my birth control pills. I told him that the doctor advised using condoms for a few cycles. He said that he knew what he was doing and he knows when to pull out, and I shouldn't be worried. Well, I found out that I'm pregnant. I told him, and he got so upset. He said he needed a few days to think and went away. He just packed his stuff and left. I don't even know where or with whom. He didn't text back or call when he was away. When he came back, he gave me two options. One, have a abortion and he will get a vasectomy and we will get married and live happily ever after, child free. Or two, he breaks up with me. I'll raise the baby on my own. He will support me financially with the baby costs, but he wants nothing to do with me or the baby. I have been crying all night. I just don't know what to do. He has given me a few days to think. I love him so much, and he was honest with me regarding kids. Am I the a-hole for feeling broken, even though I knew how he would react? P.S. I live in Canada. He is not an abusive man. He does call the shots in our relationship, but that's how our relationship has been, and I'm okay with that. As for the age difference, yes, he's a bit older than me, but he is confident about it and it's not an issue. He jokes sometimes that he raised me. He didn't. I wasn't a kid when I met him. Okay, so I need people to understand that abuse is not just someone hitting you. It really isn't. And I do not like these age gap situations because there is a power dynamic that typically leans towards the older person. It's just unequal. And this person is being controlling and he's being manipulative. He knew that she was off of her medication and he still didn't handle things. And now he is giving an ultimatum. And absolutely, she is fine to be upset, because why wouldn't she be upset? She didn't do this on purpose. I don't know what to say about this one, but this is not a situation that is a healthy dynamic. She needs to figure out what she wants to do if she wants to be with a person like this. This person says, this is a PSA announcement. You know what we call guys who use the pull-out method of birth control? Fathers. This person says, this is why this old dude chose to go after a woman so much younger than him. He knows she's naive and he can get away with anything. So when he shushes her and tells her the pull-out method is fine and he knows what he's doing, she believes him. This was all intentional. Dude is a creep and should have gotten a vasectomy. But these types of men rarely take charge of their own birth control. That's the woman's job to them. This person says, don't forget, she said he's not an abusive man. And this person says, I bet it was him who explained it to her that he wasn't an abusive man. This person says, and sometimes jokes that he raised her. He didn't. Right? That part has me in absolute stitches. The age difference wouldn't have been too bad if it was the only red flag, but no, he had to make it 10 times worse. And this person says, yeah, that's creepy as F. And then these last two at the bottom, he must see her as her actual age. Creepy. And this person, if he did, that's called grooming. I just need y'all to understand that these age gap situations, they might seem cool at first. You might feel protected, like, yay, I got someone that's stable, but there is a reason why they don't have a woman their age. And if he's not taking care of his own health, like family planning is financial planning. And if a man is not actively engaged in doing his part, then he should not be with you. And this woman should totally not be with this man. This is manipulation, this control, this is all kind of things. And you guys can weigh in and let me know what other terms he is. Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.